If next year you're going to do your Erasmus in Prague, I'm Morgan from Erasmus Play, and in this guide I will explain you everything you need to know before you arrive to the Czech capital. One of the first tasks you will have to do, as always, is to look for accommodation. Living in an apartment or in a residence will depend a lot on your preferences. But you have to know that most Erasmus students who go to Prague usually decide to live in a residence. If it's your case and you decide to choose a residence, know that Prague has both public and private residences. Most universities have public residences, but many students still choose to go to private ones. The most popular one is the fees. As for the best areas to live in Prague, the first thing you need to know is that Prague is divided into several neighborhoods, which in turn are divided into a total of 22 districts, depending on their distance from the city center. It's best to live close to the center or close to your university. That way you can save money and time to move around. The most central districts in Prague are the District 1 and 2. Many residences are located in the District number 6, but in general the residences are all over the city. Another thing that cannot be left out of this guide is of course the gastronomy. Czech gastronomy has some similarities with the Slovak or Polish gastronomy. Some of the most typical dishes of the Czech cuisine are, I'm gonna try to say it the best I can, 𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅. This dish can be considered one of the most representative of the Czech cuisine. It's made with roasted pork in onion sauce and served over sauerkraut and accompanied by boiled bread. Another famous dish is the goulash. Although originally from Hungary, this spicy meat stew has been adapted to Czech culture, being made with less vegetables and more meat. The 𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅 or fried cheese. It's usually sold in street stalls, accompanied by chips, salad or bread. And finally, the steak tartare. In the Czech Republic, it's usually the best accompaniment for beer. And it's usually served with bread fried in butter and a few garlic cloves. Of course, the party is another aspect that couldn't be missing of our guide for students. Some of the bars, pubs and discos you cannot miss in Prague are the Duplex Club, 𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅, Karlovy Lázně, Epic, which is an electronic music disco, District 7 and 𝑬𝒓𝒂𝒔𝒎𝒄 dog bar. It's a music bar, but the curious thing about this one is that there is always a dog hanging around. As for the cost of living, we can say that Prague is quite an affordable city. Although being the capital of the Czech Republic and having prices a little bit higher than other Czech cities, the truth is that it's quite an economic city. As you may know, although the Czech Republic is part of the European Union, this country has its own currency, the Czech koruna or Czech crown. 1 euro corresponds to more or less 24 Czech crowns, just to give you an idea. For cash withdrawal, some students use commission-free cards such as Revolut. The average cost for a student can be around 400 to 500 euros a month, more or less. This will depend on your lifestyle and on the type of accommodation you choose. And let's quickly move on to the places you cannot miss during your Erasmus in Prague. Did you know that Prague is considered by many as one of the most beautiful cities in Europe? Some of the places we recommend you to visit during your Erasmus in Prague are the Castle of Prague. It's the most visited place in the city and it's an architectural complex where there are several churches. Charles Bridge. It's a bridge of the 14th century which connects the old town with the small town, the Malá Strana and the Staré Město. Then you should also visit Wenceslas Square. This square is located in the new town, Nové Město, and is one of the essential places to visit. There you can find the National Museum, the State Opera and the statue of St. Wenceslas. You should also visit the Dancing House. It's a deconstructivist building from the late 90s. The Old Town Square. Here you will find the Church of St. Nicholas, the Church of Our Lady of Tin and the Old Town Hall. And finally, we recommend you to visit the St. Vitus Cathedral, which is located inside the Prague Castle, which is the most important cathedral of the city and one of the most significant monuments. And as you already know, one of the main advantages that the Erasmus program offers you is to be able to travel to other European cities. And that's why in this point I'm gonna tell you the trips you can make from Prague. Prague is strategically located in the center of Europe. And from there you can travel to other places of the Czech Republic, but also to other European countries. such as Slovakia, Austria, Germany, or even Poland. These trips can be made by bus, train, or plane, since Prague has an airport. Some of the destinations that we recommend you to visit are 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒍𝒐𝒂𝒅, which is less than 3 hours by bus from Prague and is one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe. You can also take a trip to Vienna. The Austrian capital is only 4 hours away from Prague. There you can visit the palaces, Baroque churches, and museums of the city. Another city you can visit is Budapest. And actually, it's one of the almost essential visits you will have to make during your Erasmus. This city is full of historical buildings and monuments, such as the Parliament or the Chain Bridge. Next one is Dresden. Although its old town is quite small, there are several interesting places worth visiting, such as the Samper Opera House or the Swinger Palace. Then there is Wrocław. It's considered one of the most beautiful cities in Poland and is known as the City of the Elves. There are more than 300 elves scattered throughout the city. And finally, Krakow. Although reaching this city will take you a few hours by bus, it's one of the getaways we recommend you to visit during your Erasmus in Prague. And finally, we are going to give you a series of very useful tips. The first one is that if you come from a European Union country, you should ask for the European Health Insurance card. You should also download the Erasmus Play app to meet students going to Prague at the same time as you and maybe find your future roommates. Another tip is to become a member of the student associations. And finally, we recommend you to get a card with our commissions to be able to withdraw cash in Prague. For example, Revolut. But don't worry, because we will make a video about it later on. And this is the end of today's video. We hope it has been helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to activate the notification bell to be advised when we upload a new video. Also, don't forget that I leave you in the description box our social media and you can follow us there too. We post cool stuff. See you soon with new videos. Bye bye, assistant!